Hi and welcome to this video outlining what SweetHawk does and how SweetHawk can help you do so much more with Zendesk. So let's take things from the top and talk about us for a little bit before we dig into what our apps do and how you can use the apps to kind of solve key workflow areas within Zendesk. So firstly, we've got now over 15 apps on the marketplace. We're the number one apps provider on the Zendesk marketplace. We were founded kind of in 2015, 7 years ago. We only build Zendesk apps. It's all we do. We don't try and do anything else, which means our focus is entirely on building Zendesk products and extending what Zendesk can do. We've got thousands of 5-star ratings, hundreds of thousands of agents that use our apps, and we build apps that look and feel like Zendesk to seamlessly extend what you can do in Zendesk. So we've got 5,000 businesses globally that are trusting us with their workflows already, making up those workflows. You can see here that this is the array of apps that we provide. So on the left hand side, you've got some time-based apps: calendar, reminders, deadline. Our timers app is the newest offering in that space to kind of cater for not only enforcing SLAs and OLAs, but also being able to report on down to the minute events on tickets, regardless of the use case, really, whether it's in that SLA OLA space or whether that's just reporting on how long a ticket was waiting on a specific department, or setting deadlines on tickets to reopen tickets at certain times. Then, in the middle, we've got some heavier workflow-based apps like Tasks and Approve that we'll be digging into. Our survey app provides transactional NPS. We'll talk about a couple of other apps like the Notify and Recurring Tickets app, but yeah, this is the array that you can kind of go through in your own time on our website, SweetHawk.com, and there's a video for each one of them as well. But so let's now kind of start digging in. A lot of people kind of may think about SweetHawk apps or Zendesk within their own vertical. This is where something that when we build our apps, we try and be vertical agnostic. In other words, no matter what your vertical is, SweetHawk apps should be able to help you with your flow requirements and to kind of be able to do more. So we kind of focus on the solutions areas, as you can see here, and we'll start off by talking about ITSM change management. So this is one area that we can really help with. An example flow might be you have a bunch of incidents linked to a problem. From that problem ticket, you may need to spin up a change ticket. From within there, you need to go get approval from the change advisory board or other kind of individuals or managers. Once that approval has been granted, you need to be able to implement the change and wrap things up. Now, Zendesk historically has been very good, but with kind of linking incidents and problems and that type of area. But when it comes to change and beyond, this is where that area kind of is much more open to interpretation, and this is where SweetHawk apps can really kind of help define that flow and create some kind of pillars in that area to work from. To talk about the kind of the issues that historically have been with kind of changes in Zendesk around, there's specifying changes. There's only 4 types in Zendesk: question, incident, problem, task. So there isn't a change type. Linking changes between tickets, planning changes kind of on a calendar, and then enforcing changes. So we've taken these problem areas, or historically problem areas in Zendesk, and we've turned them into solutions. And this is where kind of our apps kind of come in to solve key areas, like, for example, the field conditions app, which allows you to kind of keep that native type field while adding any other type that you want, or creating whatever conditions you want. The Tasks app for being able to link kind of tickets to their originating tickets from not from just a change perspective, but maybe work orders or multiple other things that need to happen. The Calendar app for planning, the Approve app for enforcing and auditing and reporting on who's actually approved changes. So yeah, there's a few kind of quotes here from some of our existing customers. Flagship, what you get from SweetHawk completely changes what Zendesk can do for you. I think that's a pretty big quote. Xero is using us to help with their ISO 27001 compliance, and B3 Group say a lot of teams internal to their company wouldn't even be using Zendesk without SweetHawk apps. So yeah, some kind of really great quotes there to kind of showing how important the SweetHawk apps are to their workflows. So the next area I want to talk about is the HR process automation, but this is kind of very similar to in execution to client onboarding. So we'll talk about these two areas in the same breath, because essentially what they kind of mean is, when something happens on a ticket, like for example, when a ticket gets created, based on that thing, a bunch of things need to be done, and those things might need to be done by different people or departments. So kind of to visualize this, here we have a new hire that started. The HR department has to get contracts signed and paperwork done within X days and all that type of stuff. But there's other departments and other kind of responsibilities for that new hire as well, as you can see here. And all of those different departments may have other things like calendars, dates or deadlines, approvals, kind of things that need to be checked off, etc. So this is where our Tasks app can really kind of come in and help. So before we dig into this real life use case, maybe I'll go off on a tangent and just talk about what our Tasks app does. And then we'll kind of get into this use case. So I'm just going to flip over here and into a live demo. As you can see here, the Tasks app sits on the right hand side, and I can just go through here and type out tasks as I need them. Create a quote, receive PO number. And I can do that all day long, but other than creating lists of tasks of things to do on the fly, I can actually save tasks for reuse as well. So kind of if I wanted to, for example, I don't know, this ticket may include a site installation, so I can check what's included in that list and then add that list. And you can save task lists for reuse is what I'm kind of referring to. So yeah, from here you can kind of check tasks off like so. Each task can have a note, but that's really the tip of the iceberg here. The real power of the Tasks app lies in the ability to create sub-tickets, the automation and the workflow that's possible as a result of these tasks being done. So you can see here a couple of these tasks have automatically been created, but we'll start off at the top and talk about how you could potentially convert one of these tasks manually into a sub-ticket. So I click on convert to new ticket. You can see here I can either predefine that ticket with a template over here with saved settings, or I can just click on new ticket here and then have a conversation separate to the original ticket while this ticket remains linked to the ticket. So I'm just going to say, hi Bruce, please audit site X, and then we'll save this. I'll submit that. So now we've created this ticket. Once you've created a sub ticket, there's always a link from the child ticket to the parent ticket, like so, and vice versa. And once a task has been converted into a sub ticket, you can't check it off anymore like these other tasks that I'm just checking off here. The status of the task is linked to the status of the sub ticket. So if I go into the sub ticket here and then kind of solve this sub-ticket, I'll have to assign that to myself, but if I solve that sub-ticket now, back on the parent ticket, we'll be able to see that this is marked as solved and completed. Another thing you can do, this is something you can turn on or off, is to enforce these tasks are completed. So you can say that, when an agent is working on a ticket, they can't complete the ticket unless all the tasks are done. So if I was to try and solve this one, you can see it's like, hey, you need to complete all the tasks before completing or kind of before marking it as solved. So there's now coming back to the use case we were talking about, which is the HR use case. So here we are going to create a new hire ticket where Inigo Montoya is starting up at the company, and based on the settings of this ticket, you can see here when I create it, it's going to automatically apply a task list. So in the other example, we just manually added them. But in this case, based on the settings of this ticket, the task app is going to kick into gear, and then on the right hand side, you'll see bang, you've got a bunch of tasks being added. Each of these tasks can be done by the team that it's assigned to on this ticket, or if tasks need to be done by other crews like the manager or the accounting or documentation, then we've got sub-tickets that have been spun up automatically. And if we click into this documentation ticket here, on the when we look into it, we can see that rather than it being manually created, it's actually been automatically created based on predefined settings within the templates of the app. You can see the documentation to be signed, subject description, ticket fields. It's even got its own task list. So essentially, with the task app, you're able to spin up potentially hundreds of tasks over tens of tickets assigned to all different manner of people, all predefined with the click of a finger. So there's some significant time savings, opportunities there for workflow as well. So that's a bit about the Tasks app. Let's move on to our next solutions area. And this is around SLA and enforcement and reporting. So this is where there's been historically some problems in Zendesk as well, just like with change management, and those are around down to the minute actions, SLAs on private tickets or tickets created by agents, tracking internal SLAs, aka ILAs, and using multiple sets of business hours. So once again, we've taken those problems and turned them into solutions, and this is done using our Timers app. Our Timers app does allow you to apply a timer to a ticket based on anything similar to how the Tasks app allows you to manually apply task lists or automatically apply task lists based on ticket conditions. It's the same thing with the timer. So let's just have a look at how this works. So play this one here, so you can see if I click on create for the ticket, you could do it based on when the ticket is created, and you can see an SLA first response timer is there. But I can manually apply timers as well for a deadline. Maybe you want stuff to happen when the deadline hits. But based on where the timer is in its and when the timer is stopped, you can do different things on the ticket. Like, for example, that deadline, when it hit, just reopen the ticket and posted a comment. And then based on when the timer is stopped as well, you can also post information into Zendesk ticket fields, numeric fields, which then flows through into Zendesk Explorer and makes it very, very easy to build reports over there. So the Timers app is a very useful app for being able to do just about anything with timers, or where time is involved. And I'd encourage you to go to our website here, SweetHawk.com, and jump into our help center, whereby you can go to the section on the Timers app, and there is a 19-minute walkthrough specifically for this app as well. That'd be good to go through. Cool. All right, so moving on to the next slide, we're going to talk about approval processes. So the way that we deal with approvals in Zendesk is that we have the approvals app, and how that works is that you might be have some information on a ticket, that needs to be sent out to external approvers. They make a decision on it. Based on that decision, back inside of Zendesk, it's marked as approved and then posted into the ticket. This can be no matter what the approval: budget approval, travel requests, purchasing requests. It doesn't matter. They're all pretty much the same as far as, you're taking information and then you're getting it approved. Now, there is a vast amount of different ways that those approvals can take place, whether that's a sequential approval, group approvals. There's escalations involved, whether it's kind of approvals are going to a manager where the end users are selecting approvals. All of those use cases are catered for with the Approvals app. But just to give you a bit of an overview of how a basic flow of the Approvals app can work, let's go ahead and create a ticket requesting a refund. So I'm going to click over here and we'll go into and have a refund ticket, like so. And when I submit this ticket, our Approve app will kick into gear and apply an approval on the right hand side, but it will not be sent. It'll be saying, it's in unsent mode. We've got a two-step approval, so it's going to one approver first, then it's going to somebody else. These are the people that it's going to be sent to first, the approvers. Out of these three people, we need one approver to say yes. And this is the information that we'll need to fill out on the ticket in order to be able to send this off. Now, at the moment, I've got this set so that it's kind of optional whether I fill in these fields or not. Hence, I can click on the send button, but you can enforce that as well. It's a simple checkbox within the approval definition, allowing you to say, hey, this needs to be set before we can send this off, and or solve the ticket. So once again, coming back to that enforcement piece, making sure that the right things happen at the right times, and things can't move beyond where they are until that's happened. So let's kind of follow the rules here and start filling out some kind of information. So as I fill out the information about this refund request, you can see here on the right hand side that these fields are live updating, like so, and as I'm typing this information out on the ticket, also note that this information does not exist in Zendesk yet until we submit the ticket. Hence, I cannot send the approval off until we've kind of made the data exist. So I'm going to click on Submit here. And now that this information exists, the app will say, okay, this is your information. This is what's going to be sent. So I should kind of emphasize here that this is just one way the approval can work. So we've applied this approval in an unsent mode, as I mentioned, but you could also have it so that when a ticket like this is created, it automatically takes whatever information is there and sends it straight away. You can have it so that it's just open slather and agents can choose the approval that they need from a list of saved different approval templates. So yeah, this is just one kind of type of approval. Now I'm going to send this off and we'll see what happens. And as you can see here, it's saying now we've got visibility. This is step one. This is step two. In step one, we can see we're waiting for one of three approvers. It's sent a few seconds ago. We've got information about what's happened on the ticket right here. Approval refund request started. And we can go and check things from the approver's perspective. Now, from an approver's perspective, they do not need to be agents in Zendesk. This is very cool, and can either, if you don't want your approvers to be agents in Zendesk, this can save you a lot of money. But it also means that people who don't know or want to know what Zendesk does, they don't need to know. They just need access to the email. They get the information and say yes or no to it. So let's have a look at things from an approver's perspective. So we're over here and we'll be able to see we've just got an email that's come in. We can see that the email has come through with this information. This email is brandable. You can change what these buttons say: approve, decline, yes, no, up to you what you want it to say, what color you want them to be. But effectively, the approver either makes a decision, or they can jump in and see the full request details as well. But if I click on approve here, we'll be able to see that this is the information, and I'm going to say yes. Now this landing page here, because approvers do not need to be agents in Zendesk, well, that means that, you know, they're not logging into Zendesk here. They're actually you know, landing on SweetHawk's servers where this page sits, and as you can see, you know, the portal is brandable as well. You can map the domain here to make it look like your company if you like, and the approver can see everything about the approval here plus what's happened already on the approval. So I'm going to click on approve. Then back over on the ticket, we'll be able to see that step 1 is now being completed and the comment from the approver has been applied to the thread of the ticket. So, you know, a bit of auditing there. Now, based on the status of the ticket or based on responses, or all manner of different events from the approval, the app is actually very flexible as to what you can have changed on the ticket. So this is just an example here. Okay, well, when an approval is started, we're going to post what has been sent. When an approver says yes, we're going to post this comment. But you could say, you know, based on when an approval is started, add X tags to ticket, kind of change the status of the ticket to on hold while it's waiting. It's, you know, it is entirely up to you what you do based on the status of the approval. So coming back to the step here, we can see that we're in step 2 now and we're waiting for another agent to say yes. So we're just going to go and check their email inbox here, and we'll click on approve like so, and we'll say yes, no problems, and see, you know, this agent here can see what the last agent said. No worries, and approve. And so back on the ticket, we'll now be able to see that this approval has been granted, and the things have happened on the ticket. So we can see that it's been posted in the ticket from the API authorizer of the app and from the approver who actually made the comment, what they've said. So that is very basic kind of flow of the approvals app. It is very easy to create these multi-step approvals, and we'll just take a quick look of the approver's interface. So here we are in the approval definition for refund. You can see this is how easy it is to set up. You just, you know, add in your step here. If we wanted to send it to the legal or, you know, the IT department, I can just give the step a name, do a search for the IT department, and bang, it's being sent to that. And then, you know, within each step you can set the required number of agents based on the number and the percentage, the timeout period, and you can even add in escalation steps based on, you know, if these 3 agents don't get back within that 1 hour, then send it through to a different group. And there's an advanced section there as well that you can research on our help center. So that's a bit about the approvals app. Let's move on to the next kind of app, which is our survey app, or being able to do transactional CSAT and NPS kind of questions. So at any point during a ticket's life cycle, I'm just going to zoom in here. At any point during a ticket's life cycle, usually when a ticket is marked as solved, it could be, you know, 24 hours after a ticket is marked as solved, you can set it so that a survey is sent out, very similar to the way that Zendesk CSAT, you know, binary good bad question is sent out, is part of the Zendesk triggers. But in this case, it's putting in a 0 to 10 question where the customer can be responded. And when they click on one of those scores, they're taken through to a branded landing page where they can add in their comments and fill out a secondary 0 to 10 question. Usually the first question is around the support or the ticket, and the second question is a broader company-wide NPS question. But you can kind of manipulate how you want those questions to be asked, however you like. You are limited to 2 0 to 10 questions, and then once the kind of survey is responded to, this is where, you know, the power of the app comes into play, because it really deeply integrates with the ticket, not just having that survey data appear on the right hand side as to what's been rated and what's been said, but it also, you can also convert the ticket score into an good or bad satisfaction rating. So if you were using Zendesk CSAT and you want to have your cake and eat it too, no problems. Just set a threshold on the score. It also pushes tags onto the ticket. So based on whatever score has been said, there's 22 different tags that you can use within your Zendesk triggers. Say if a ticket is updated and contains a tag between 0 score and 2 score, then escalate the priority to urgent and do whatever you need to do to turn that sad face into a happy face. And finally, within the actual ticket contents, the survey app will push data into numeric fields that are hidden behind the scenes, allowing you to kind of easily build reports over in Zendesk Explore because those numeric fields automatically end up in Explorer's metrics. But you don't need to do that in Explore because, in most cases, because there is in-app survey reporting as well. So within the app, you can see very easily what your NPS breakdown scores and all that type of stuff are. They're very drillable, so you can see what tickets go into making those up. So it's very very easy to set up and start using and reporting on without much kind of work at all. Cool. So now we're almost finished, but we're just going to do a couple of honorable mentions about our Notify app and the Recurring Tickets app. Notify app is a very kind of ubiquitous app in that any agent, no matter what help desk you're on, could, as long as there's things that you want to know about on your help desk, then the Notify app can help. And I'll kind of give you an example here of the Notify app in action. So if I was to change this assignee to kind of Jeff over here and submit that, then you'll see at the top right hand side our Notify app will kick into gear and pop up a notification saying this ticket has been assigned to you, and then you can go over to there. Now the pop-up notifications, they can have sounds if you want. If the agent misses the notifications or they're away from their desk or they're not working at the time, then when they re-log into the app, they'll see a little red dot appear here to let them know that they've got outstanding notifications, and they can click on this. And this will highlight the ones that they haven't kind of clicked on and actioned yet. Notifications, like I said, they can be based on any ticket condition, and they work in conjunction with your Zendesk triggers. So within a trigger, you can say when a ticket is updated and contains this tag or does this or is assigned here, or Zendesk triggers are the engine of Zendesk. So basically, any action pop up a notification for anybody relative to the ticket. Another thing that you can do with the Notify app is to even kind of send out a broadcast. So if I wanted to notify everybody on my help desk, hey, servers down, I could do that by making a broadcast here. All users, it's a priority message. I can really get into people's faces if I wanted to. Click on send, and then pretty soon, bang, I've got this message that I have to acknowledge to move forward and just dismiss that. So that's the Notify app, very useful for not having to swivel chair away from Zendesk. And then finally, the Recurring Tickets app. The Recurring Tickets app allows you to kind of create types of tickets that will repeat for jobs that need to be done on a kind of daily, weekly, monthly basis. So here we have one for a safety audit. And first, before we talk about the schedule, for every recurring ticket, you need to define what the ticket is going to be. So you can see here, we've got a subject, a description, just like filling out a regular ticket. What do we want to have set on the ticket? Who's going to be assigned the ticket? Based on the form, you can set any fields here. And then once you're happy with what that ticket is going to look like, you can create a schedule. We have one here where you can say whatever cadence you want the the ticket created in, every hour, day, week, month, every third day, week, month, kind of, commencing at whatever time you want. So, it's very useful for kind of those repeating tasks and easily setting those through. So that pretty much wraps things up. A couple of things to note in wrapping up is that all of our apps are free for testing on your Sandbox account. So if you do have a Zendesk Sandbox account, go to the Zendesk Marketplace and install our SuperSuite app. So there will be no credit card, gauntlet to go through with the SuperSuite app. You install that without a credit card, and then all of the apps can be installed with a single click from within that app. So it's very easy to get going, and our servers will be able to know that you're using a Sandbox account, and will mark those apps free for testing forever. So that's something to keep in mind of. And then lastly, if you'd like to get in touch, please email us at support@sweethawk.com with any questions, comments, or if you'd like to discuss anything with us, please do get in touch. So that brings us to the conclusion of this video. Thank you all for watching.